banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Get it! A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They move the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down. These two teams met in Cincinnati earlier in the year with the Bengals coming out on top. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Stevenson. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
There's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Okay, so after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Stevenson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds it and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Off the play fake, Stevenson. Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. Down inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 33 as we ironically approach 3:33 remaining in the quarter. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The quick slant caught. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Dobbins will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
On 2.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. It's Mixon on the counter. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. The Bengals are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
Here we go, here we go.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Burrow will throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Up the middle they go. Bonds, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
On 2nd and 9. Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here we go.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down.
11
And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
11, 11. 11 MT. 11 MT.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right. They want to run their offense through him.
Here we go.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Burrow looking to pass. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
Ready.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Stevenson got Anderson on the slant. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
Here we go, here we go.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. They'll set up the screen here to mix it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
11.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
Here we go.
The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. To the air again, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Gun.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
11 MT, take.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Here we go.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10. Now it's Burrow. And this one is incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see.
Hey, check that. Street.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Come back in. 60.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. It got his man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the 1st half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the 2nd half. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging, because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach, because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Dobbins once more, and this time he's in for a Raven touchdown.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench, because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
Oh, good-looking return set up here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Bengals.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it, and you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down.
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to green light that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
Panther 11, Panther 11. 60
On 1st and 10, Stevenson. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Right there, hurt.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
18 level. 19 tight.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw again.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively. They're on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Operating from the gun, Stevenson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Hayden Hurst, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bengals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football?
He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, come on. Hit. Hit, hit, hit.
On first down, Stevenson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
No, Reed, no.
Off play action. Stevenson targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
18 Cardinals.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Head the street.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, Stevenson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Burrow on play action. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well.
Here we go.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
11 empty.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He completes it to Evans. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down.
11 empty. 11 empty.
They go play action with Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
11 empty.
At the Ravens' 48-yard line.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Burrow. And that is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
One, ready?
They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They'll try and run right on the option. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Off the play fake. Stevenson. This pass complete to McLaurin going across the middle. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second and third levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Baltimore, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.